everybody, it's Nina. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today I have a little bit different post for you, and I'm going to be sharing an outdoor craft where you can take something from outdoors and use it to create a really cute home decor piece. So I'm going to be using something that pretty much all of you will be able to find in and around your home, and that is rocks. Everybody has rocks around them, various in sizes, whether it's big rocks or small rocks. I've got quite a few rocks here in this bowl that I've collected from outside of my house, and I'm going to use a few of these to create a potted cacti plant because cacti are so popular, and I thought this would be really fun to be able to put together and show you how you can create one of these very quickly and easily. So to do my crafting project, I've got quite a few of the Dina Wakley heavy body acrylic paints. These are beautiful acrylic paints, come in a variety of colors, and they have a great consistency to them. I'm going to go ahead and start squirting a few of these colors onto my Art Impressions watercolor palette. This is a nice slick surface that'll allow me to pick up the paints and then easily clean this off when I'm done. You could of course use a paper plate or any type of surface that you want to apply your paints to. I'm going to start painting the rocks. I don't need to prep these or anything. I liked the texture of the rocks. If you want to add some sort of little prep work to them, you're welcome to do so, but I went ahead and painted them right away. So I'm mixing up some of the colors that I've squirted down onto my palette, and I'm creating some custom green colors. I'm bringing in some yellows and a little bit of pink and blue and just kind of trying to create the tone of green that I'm looking for. I'm going to start painting my rock and adding a nice layer over top of the rock. I do end up going over top of each rock twice just to give them an extra coat and make sure everything is completely covered and we have a nice smooth finish. You'll see I've got a variety of different sizes of rocks, and the best way to create one of these cacti plants is to find some uniquely shaped rocks in a couple of different styles. So you can see here these two kind of have a little bit of a funky end to them, and I really liked that because I thought it had a little bit more of a realistic cacti feel. So when you're looking for a rock, you can use any type that you can find, but I like looking for ones that are a little bit more on the kind of weird, unique shapes, and I think they look a little bit more realistic when you go ahead and turn them into cacti. You can see a tiny one I've got there. For my arrangement, I'm going to be using 3 rocks, and I painted them all with the green, and I did go over top with a slightly brighter green after everything was dried just to give them a little bit more of a brighter tone, but you can see each one has a slightly different color feel to them. The one on the far right is a little bit more of a green, whereas the one in the middle there is more of a yellow green. So you can see the variation you get even after applying a really brighter green over top of each of these rocks that was all the same bright green. It still has a different feel. Now what you're watching me do here is I'm taking some of that white paint and a fine detail brush and using that to apply some of the paint to create some cool textures on these rocks. You can leave them plain, but I wanted to add some texture. So I went ahead and added some white detailing. And now I'm bringing in some moss, and this moss you can find at craft stores or you can find it online. I'm going to go ahead and start adding this moss into a little dish here, and I'm going to basically creating a little potted plant, but instead of there being actually any real plants, this is going to house my rocks. Now I find that it's really cool to mix the mosses together to create a neat textural base for my rocks to sit in. It makes the whole arrangement feel more realistic and it adds some color. So this variety pack of moss that I picked up here comes with purples, comes with some little branchy looking moss, some bright green, some dark green, and I'm mixing all of those together into this pot. Now bear in mind that this moss is a little bit messy, so you will need to clean up your desk after you've gone ahead and put the moss into your pot. But you can see here the cool arrangement we have with all of that moss just kind of piled in place. I went ahead and added some hot glue into the plant just so that way it helps hold the moss in place and it's not going to fall out as easily. You don't have to do this, but I'm a little bit more on the cautious side, so I like to make sure that I have a little adhesive just to hold things in place. Although I have to say I'm pretty messy with the hot glue gun. So after I've added some hot glue inside the plant, I'm going to take my rocks and start adding some hot glue onto the base of each of these. And I'm going to nest them into the moss. Now you may need to add some hot glue behind the rocks and adhere them to some of the moss that's there around them just to help hold them in place. But after I adhere all 3 in place, I found that they held up really well inside and they don't shift around too much. I'm also bringing in some Prima Marketing flowers. These are some really pretty paper flowers, and I thought these would be fun to add a little bit more of a floral embellishment to each of my little rock cacti. So I'm just using that hot glue gun and again adhering these into place. I chose 3 different flowers and adhered them into my arrangement. So that was really easy to put together and so much fun. You can see how cool and almost realistic that these rocks look. And it's hard to believe that you were able to take a rock, paint it, and it looks a lot like a cacti. I think it's really cool. So I hope that this quick video has given you some inspiration for taking things that you have outside, in this case rocks, and turning them into little arrangements such as this potted cacti plant. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, or head on over to the Simonson Stamp blog where you can get more information on this project, including still pictures and products used. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, here are 2 more that you might like. And thanks again for stopping by and spending some time with me. I will see you again soon, and have a great day. Bye!